Okay, so we just want to make a quick tutorial of the Source Filmmaker. So when you first load it up, you should get this screen, and for these purposes I'm just going to be calling this YouTube tutorial. So you just name whatever your session is and then click on create, and then you should get a screen like this with no map loaded, and then all you do is right click on the screen, go to load map, and you'll get a list of all the maps that you can load in. Some of these don't work for me, but most of these at the top, or most of them that I've tried do. So let's just say, for instance, well, any, it doesn't matter. Sawmill. Click on open. Now this will take a while to load up. It's not too long, it's just like it's loading a full level of the game. So what you do with Source Filmmaker obviously is it loads a level up of the game, and then you can sort of load models into it, 3D models, and it's sort of make the posters or animations, but I haven't got around to the animations yet because it's quite difficult if you've never used this sort of program before, which I haven't. I've only had it for like a week. I just thought it'd be nice to do a tutorial for beginners who's never had it before, so we'll try that now. So there we go, it's loaded up now. And now I'll run through the controls. So what you have to do with the Source Filmmaker is have your mouse left click on the screen, and you can drag around, you can look around anywhere. The WASD keys move you forward, backwards, side to side, but you have to keep the left mouse button clicked in for this. And then if you keep it clicked in, Z and X control your altitude. So you can use all these in conjunction with each other to sort of get around. Obviously you're in a no clip mode here because it's just a camera, so if you press Z you can go outside of the room, right above the map, and look around and down. As you can see, you've got a lot of map to go around, so you can just use these to translate around in any combination. Obviously Z is up, X is down, Y moving forward. Just have a look around, and then for me, because I only make the posters, I don't do the animations, I sort of go above, look around and try and find like a spot where you can get like a camera shot with the character in for a pose, which I'll show you how to load them in now. But so if you go let's have a look. If you just keep scooping round, there's like water features and that in there, so you could have like maybe over here. Like I say, I'm no expert at this, so framing your shots is something that you'll have to get used to yourselves unless you know what you're doing. If you've ever used DSLR cameras before, then it's quite easy. Well, not easy, but easier. So say if I want to put someone here on the bridge and get a shot of them, so now I've done that, picked a place. You can always change the place after, but once you've picked a place, if you click on I've changed my viewport screen and that sort. Where it says primary viewport, if you look along, there should be another one that says this animation set editor, which I've dragged out into a separate screen and made it separate, which you control by keys. And if you want to load it up, if you go to keyboard shortcuts, I changed it in here, what makes it pop up and that sort, because I just didn't like it being here on the side. I like it here. So if you go to the animation set editor This is your primary viewport, so that's what that is. That's your console, which I'm not really sure how to use, so I won't try and explain it to you. This is your primary viewport, so then this is your animation set editor. I can't get my words out. If you right click on this, you'll see create animation set for new camera, new light, new model, new particle system and existing element. So what you want here is create animation set for new model. You click on that, you get a list of the models what's in the game. You can see it counting them up now. All you want to do is make sure that all mods is selected in the filters, because it just filters through for each game and that, and not all of them have things to load up. So if you just do that, then here in this box for filter, if you type in HWM, that'll give you the high definition models from Team Fortress 2. Now there is a lot of other models in here, but these sort of seem the best for the posters, what I've seen anyway. So then you can click on these and flick through. They've got all the different like Scout and Pyro, Sniper, the Medic, Heavy, Engineer, and the Demo. So just for this, probably use the and Spy. So I'll probably use the Scout for this. So you select the Scout there, click on open. There you go. Now he's loaded into the game world. Now this is really important because it will have you stumped if you don't know what you're doing. When it says timeline here, if I drag this up a bit, when it says timeline here, this is your timeline. This is your clip timeline. So when you're playing, if you're making a video and you're playing it back, obviously these are seconds and it'll go along here. But for what I do with posters, if you want to make posters, like you don't really need to bother with this really. From what I've used myself, like you don't really need to bother. But the most important thing is once you want to move a character around, you've got to select the motion editor, which is the next one over, and then whichever one you've selected, you can tab between them both by using the tab key. So once you click on that, you've got to make sure that all this is green. That means that all time is selected, which is something, if you want to understand more, you have to watch the Valve videos. I won't try and go into too much of it because I don't fully understand it myself. I understand how it works, but I don't understand enough to explain it to you. So once you've loaded that in, just click on that, and then you've got these three tools here. So you've got the screen one, the rotate, and the move. So this one, if you want to move the character, just let me back out a bit, back the camera out. If you want to move the character, you've got to select the character, and then with this you can move him. But every time you move him, you'll notice that this turns orange, and all that is to tell you that you've moved something inside the motion editor, and you have to either press escape to cancel it. So if I move him here and then press escape, it moves him back. But if you move him here and then press enter, it tells the source editor that that you've what's the word? Confirmed. That's what your action was. So with this moves him like side to side, up and down. But if you rotate the camera around to the side, then you're moving him forwards and backwards. It's sort of relative to what your view is of how it works. But then there's also if you click the middle, it does that. If you click this, you can sort of change them at angles relative to what they call the root transform. So when you press Control, you can see these points here and sort of a bone structure inside, which is the root transform is the root transform of the model, which is it must sort of, you select this, you're moving all of this. If you select obviously all these other little ones here, and you're selecting all different types of the parts of the body: the lower arm, upper arm, back, pelvis. It has like 3 for the spine, 1 for the neck, 1 for the head, all sorts of different ones. But when you first start, it's really hard to get to grips with this. So there's a little thing that you can do. It's not a trick. It's something I watched on a YouTube video that's part of the Source Filmmaker. If you right click on the Scout and go down to Rig and load Rig Biped Simple, it'll change that to something with a lot less of these. And say, like, if you want to move the pelvis, then if you click on the pelvis, you can sort of like move the pelvis, but it moves a lot more human, like everything together. And then, like, sort of you're left with movements for the hands, but instead of just moving the hand, you'll have like a motion that's more in tune with the human arm, and then you can adjust the hand after that at a different angle. But these are all things that you need to practice and get used to. So that's what they call, I've heard it called the Translate tool, but over here it's called Screen tool. And then the next one you've got is the Rotate tool. So this sort of rotates it along all the lines you've got here. You can rotate the path along all these axes, I'm not sure of the plural, which is really handy for doing certain things. If you're really struggling to get in a position with this one, and you can rotate with this as well, all the way around. If you're struggling to find a position with that, then this is quite good for fine tuning, especially I've found with like moving the fingers and that, which you can't do with the biped rig. It sort of makes it just into the hands for pauses and that sort. And then the next one you've got is, I think it's called the Move tool, but I call it the Slide one because it slides along horizontal and vertical axes. You see, like, you can slide across like that, it'll be up and down. As you can see, you get the bend in the elbow, and that if you don't have the biped rig on, you won't get the bend in the elbow. You'll just be moving the part that you're actually selected, which makes it quite difficult at first until you get used to it. Yeah, so I think that's all I'll do for now. This is just a test to see. I am going to make a full tutorial. I just want to run through what I'm doing, so I'll speak to you all soon.